Chapter 17, the 10-stage initiation process. The teacher continues discussing the children's ritual of character development as it was in the ancient days. When the children are in attendance, they don't sit in classrooms as modern children do. The lessons take place mostly outside in a natural setting. In every ritual, they are taught about the character development of a person. They are taught that each aspect of character is directly reflected in a specific part of the human body and how each one created its plant and animal. The format of the lesson is somewhat like this. First of all, children are never discouraged from indulging in their imaginary worlds. Everyone knows that young children have imaginary friends and imaginary worlds that are as real to them as you and me sitting here. They are encouraged to indulge in these worlds of the imagination to the utmost degree possible for their minds. As they grow older and eventually become adults, they retain this power of vivid imagination, having brought it under complete mental control under the guidance of their teachers. As a result, all adults have this power, but more so the teachers of rituals. They use this natural gift. To us, it's a natural gift, whereas to modern people, it's a curse from which they must disabuse their children. The teachers take advantage of this gift and use it to impart their lessons. They encourage all children to create a common imaginary world. The teachers then magnify it with their own minds until it's clearly visible to every child. To all those modern people who have forgotten the imaginary worlds of their childhood, it's somewhat like a lucid dream, but wide awake. Once all the children have entered this imaginary world, the teachers put it in about 7 of the original plants and animals, using their own imagination. They recreate them into this world the same way you intentionally create objects in your lucid dreams. The first 7 or so plants and animals they put in it correspond to those aspects of character that are the first to develop in a child, which are happiness, friendliness, activeness, and so on, corresponding to the appropriate body parts like the heart, the eyes, the feet, and so on. Then the teachers create a situation in the imaginary worlds that leads, for example, to sadness in the children. They feel this sadness and immediately become sick in the corresponding part of the body, and they also notice the same effect on one of the animals and plants. The animal becomes sick and the plant begins to decay. They are then encouraged to remove the sadness and replace it with a happy situation. For example, if the sadness was caused by the older children taking the younger children's toys, they give it back, thus restoring their happiness. Because it all happens in the imagination, the animal and plant are immediately healed, and the sickness disappears from the children's bodies. By the use of simple exercises such as these, they are taught about the anatomy of the human body and which body part corresponds to which aspect of their character and which plant and animal were created from it. Because of the wisdom of their teachers, the imaginary situations come in endless variety, stimulating their young minds. After 7 years, they graduate in a ceremony that celebrates the first 7,000 aspects of their character and their prototypes. They spend 40 days of the graduation period in a place whose name has come to the present from the past as the Garden of Eden. This was one of 12 such places on earth, one in each tribe's country. Every country's garden of prototypes is in 10 sections. The first section has 7,000 prototypes of both plants and animals, corresponding to elementary education or the first 7 years from age 7 to 14. Every following section is larger than the one before, with more prototypes. The next 9 sections have prototypes corresponding to the rest of the person's ritual education every 7 years until the age of 77. At this age, the person's character reaches full maturity and perfection. At the elementary graduation festival, the children see the perfect plants and animals for the first time in their natural habitat. After the 40-day period, the ceremony concludes with the preparation of food from the trees of life that grow in that section. The festival is held at the clan capital. It's a huge celebration with children from 1,000 towns all coming together at the capital for a week. There's music and dancing, and the whole clan is invited. For at least one day of that week, most citizens will make sure not to miss the opportunity to attend and enjoy the feast.